Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And today we're going to take a look at the Tangle 3 and 3 from Zentangle. I was actually I'm going to do my four corners and a borderline. I could just do this in pen because of the way I'm thinking about what I'm doing here, but that's okay. So, imagining I'm actually, I was thinking I could have taken a tile that I've already done and do an aura, but this will serve just well. And I'm apparently going to use the PN pen, and I'm going to trace over this. Uh, so I was, I'm always looking for, okay, what am I going to do today? What am I in the mood for? Type of thing, and um, I stumbled across this one. I think it was in so Linda Farmer from tanglepatterns.com. Enormous shout out to her. If you have not subscribed to her newsletter, make sure to do that. The link, click on the for more inspiration link. It'll take you right there. It's free. She does ask every so often. She's always open to accepting donations. She puts out every year a um, a booklet. It's a PDF, and it has thumbnail pictures of all of the tangles on the site. And so she'll put one out every year so that way you see the new ones. What's neat about, and I only noticed it on the last PDF, she probably did it before, is when you're looking at it on your computer, you can click on it and it'll take you right to that tangle. So it's a neat, it's a wonderful resource. I think she charges, it seemed like it was less than $20. I haven't looked. I mean, I don't think she's put out a new one yet, but highly recommend taking a look at her channel. So she does a tangle refresher, maybe every week or so. You'll get a new tangle. I think every weekday, and then on the weekends, there's some kind of like a recap refresher or something. Um, it's very nice. She does a fantastic job, and I utilize her resource. There's some other resources I utilize too. Zentangle, of course. Um, but it's just really nice. So highly recommend going over there. So this was in the refresher. I'm like, well, I've not seen that tangle, so let's click on it and find out. Very interesting. So using this one, and this is how Maria used it. She had it was in the project pack where they were cartouching uh, photographs. And so in this one, she auraed around the outside of the pattern that she had done. And that's always a nice finishing touch. I know I've done that here where, gosh, and especially if you kind of don't like something about it, it's like, just add an aura to the whole design and see what it looks like then. And it's really neat. Oh, here, like this, for instance. So this is well who, and did an aura. So if I did a second aura, then I might look really cool to put this pattern in there. So this is what she was doing, and apparently there's no step outs for it. It's just something that she does. And so since Linda put it on her site, I drew up some step outs, and because I think it's a really neat a neat addition. You do a little aura. Why not add a little something extra? So it's 3 and 3, 3 orbs. She called them perfs. Perfing is a technique that we use, but it with dots going around something. So these would be open perfs, I suppose. And then 3 lines, and then 3 orbs, and then 3 lines. And she does some nice weighting on the For More Inspiration link. I highly encourage you take a look at that. Again, it goes to I look at what I did. Okay, so what there's 4. I've got myself off track. So she puts a link in to the project pack video where she found where Maria does this, and she does note the time. So if you don't want to watch the whole thing, that's okay. Just fast forward it to think it was like 10 minutes and 11 seconds or something. Look, at I'm going to do that again, but I'm not. Oh, I could have done that over there, because one of the last steps, if you wish to do it, is you can fill in, and that is pretty much the number one course corrector. But you'll see how she adds some weight here and there, and I think maybe she goes along. I usually do it afterwards and fills in the little gaps, and then she was also filling in, as I noticed, even to here. But the way she uses her pen is so amazing. Um, uh, pressing, uh, pressing with different strengths, I guess, and getting a lot of dimension from the pen. It's really really fascinating to watch her tangle. And we'll look at I'll end up right. 1, 2, 3, and then, as I mentioned, and this isn't up to you. I mean, you could leave it like that, or I'm gonna just fill in the gaps. One of the things on the video that I thought was neat is they talked about how she's gone outside of the aura line just a little bit, and it creates. It was like, well, when she does it, it seems to create a really neat additional texture to the tangle. And so that's why I said, just go and watch. Even if you just watch that portion, um, it's fascinating. I love watching both her and Rick, and everyone from Zentangle, Molly and Martha, Tangle. You get such great ideas. And so this is, as I was looking back at the sample from the video, it's like, oh, well, there's 2 lines, but really, so you do 3 lines, and then, if you could add some thickness, like some rounding on the ends of those. Um, this is one of those. Gosh, it does seem so simple, but there's so many little things that you can do to have fun with it. Too, if it's too wide here, you don't have to go all the way to that line if you didn't want to. And you don't have to fill any of that in at all. You could, no, I'm almost all the way around. You could, leave that part open. Actually, I'm not going to do that here. Let me do it on the other one so you can see both sides. So, like, if I left this open, and just did the little gaps. That way you can see. But play with it. You could do because I did the gaps first, and then when I went back and looked, I'm like, it seemed like there was a lot more contrast in there, and it was because she had filled in up to the first line that she drew. So neat, fun, and I thought, that it's nice to have some really simple things like this in our arsenal, in our brain of tangle ideas, kind of like fill-in tangles. Oh, well, what can I do? Straight lines, orbs, but just to have an extra list. And I might put something out on my website, like a category that's just fantastic fill-in tangles or textures. I do have a playlist, so as when I come across one that is a texture, this isn't really a texture, but I do put those in because it's nice to have a list somewhere, because it's like, oh, I don't want to do this. Sometimes I don't want to do the same thing over and over again, and so there we go. It just really really neat. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, would love to have you click like. Feel free to share it, leave comments, and if you liked it enough to see more, would love to have you subscribe to the channel. I mentioned the description section, so do click on those links. I have my step out below that, the link to Tangle Patterns, and below that, if you liked me enough to maybe join me in an online class, would love to have you. I do classes almost twice weekly, depends on the week. A lot of them are free. I do have some that are paid because I got to keep the lights on. And information is on my website, so under classes/sessions. So with that, I think that's it. So thanks so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.